What is up, guys? Yalak here, bringing you another Boom Beach video. Today is Tuesday, so it is a Dr. Terror day, and we're going to get into all that in a second. We'll talk a little bit more about the winter update, which has its upsides and its downsides. And, well, I mean, at this point right now, I am not sure that the upsides are outweighing the downs. We're finding a whole lot of glitches, and that is not great, because this update was specifically intended by Supercell to try to revitalize gameplay, because a lot of people at the higher levels, I guess, are complaining on the forums, which I don't really follow, but there's been a lot of complaints about the game getting sort of stale, and the need for something new, like new troops, or and so on. Well, so if Supercell goes out and tries to revitalize the game, specifically for high-level players who need new strategies, and falls flat on its face, then we're not helping with the anxiety. Like in particular, the op glitch that had been occurring at the very, very high levels, like Dead End, those Forlorn Hope, the high-end ops that had been having a glitch where the game wouldn't fail to record damage, so you would go in, destroy a bunch of towers, and finish your attack in an op, and then go back and look at it after, and the towers would still be there. So that got fixed, but now we're having glitches in ops where yesterday, one of our guys tried to start the op. Actually, this fella right here tried to start yesterday, and the game just immediately crashed on him. Blah, 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 blah. It was way down here somewhere. I don't know if we'd have been able to see it anyway. Yeah, the game just glitched out on him. No troops deployed. That would not be his style. Would never have happened. Got going, and then got some GBE down, kill some mines, and then a whole lot of nothing. Sitting there watching the timer count down, because he got booted. Today, he was worried about getting his hit in. Today, he got in, but then, strangely, at the end of his hit, the clock just keeps running. Everybody's dead. Bullet is sitting there, knocked out, unconscious, and the clock just keeps going. There's nothing happening. So he's got some issues going on. We had another fella down here today who tried to deploy, and nothing. So they fixed the one operation problem only to create further operation problems. And I found one last night which was pretty disappointing for me. Here's my op hit from last night. I was trying to start off on attractors because for some reason people don't like to follow my advice on attractors, so I figured I would try to make it easy. So I'm going with Sparky, and I'm going for this shock launcher. Now that right there, that smoke should have been absolutely perfect. I was pretty proud of it at the time, because watch where she should have. She's well in range. I'm going for the shock launcher, well in range. But what happens? She just walks right past the smoke and keeps on going. Now, from where I put that flare, I probably could have kept her further back even. From where I put that flare, she would have easily been in range of that shock launcher, and I was planning on, you see I got the critters down there, I was planning on doing a resmoke, because there's not a ton of damage in the area of the shock launcher, so I was planning on having to do a second round of hacking on the shock launcher to take it down, and then I would have been free to run up the left side pretty easily with my Ruka. But so this ends up happening, trying desperately to save it. You see the smoke go down over there. At that point, I just gave up on it. But she just walked right past the flare. So this will be a problem for a lot of people. It'll be a problem for me come War Factory Day, Thursday, because I rely heavily on Sparky in War Factory. And right now, I don't know what the flare situation is. Maybe you have to flare directly to a tower. So if I had flared directly to that shock launcher, maybe it would have been okay. But I was actually trying to place her pretty precisely in that case. I didn't flare directly to the tower for a reason, because I was trying to keep her out of range of some things. So, because I had to do the resmoke. So, in that case, like, it's a lose-lose. Try to keep her alive one way, and she just ends up just walking directly past the flare. So, glitches galore, glitches all over the place. Plus, people are starting to realize that these new so-called laser tanks are pretty well useless. They're not really tanks. They look like tanks. They're in the shape of tanks, but their health is only a couple million. I want to say 3 million with, and that's with, for me, a troop health statue. So, not 3 million. Sorry, 3,000. 3 million. Wow, that'd be something. So that's half a heavy. It's, let's see, what's cryo is. A little more than that. But it's like half a heavy. It's nowhere comparable to a tank. It's less than half a tank. It looks like a tank, but they probably should have done is just given us a heavy carrying almost a bazooka-looking type thing, a laser rifle or something like that, so people wouldn't be confusing them for tanks, because people seem to, right off the bat, we're confusing them for tanks. Oh, it's a tank with a laser strapped to it. Not really. Maybe they could have just given it a car design so that it didn't look quite like a tank. Anyway, people have now played around with them and found out that range notwithstanding, incredible range, but that notwithstanding, they kind of suck. The cryo bomb, the one thing I will say for this update at this point in time is that the cryo bomb is spectacular. The cryo bomb is so much fun, and we're going to hope to play around with some of that today on Dr. T. It is awesome with warriors. It is awesome with, well, it's awesome with anything, but it's particularly good with Zookas. Because you can, 2 cryo bombs, you can basically freeze an entire base, and if you've got an HQ with no shield, yeah, like 2 shots is all you need. And yesterday I did an attack on somebody. Using cryo bombs, 2 cryo bombs for the whole base, and his stuff didn't even have time to finish turning to target me, which was so cool. Now, I did not check the range on that rocket, which I should have done, in particular, so I'm going to have to eyeball this, in particular because there it is with the vegetation. Always with the vegetation. Love that. They get lost in the jungle, I guess we can say. Zooks are stupid. Now, this, in the blind spot, we're going to make sure to hit that anyway, just in case, so none of my girls get clipped on the side. 1 shot, there we go. Check your ranges beforehand. If you're practicing with your ladies, check your ranges beforehand. The evil, the terrible, the heinous, the despicable Dr. Terror. Actually, he's really more just kind of a pain in the butt. Oh, okay, so not even anything ranged. We're just going to pull up over here next to that, get them settled, and don't even have to start smoking until about the trees there. So off we go. Flare landing here because the only thing in range of the beach, the only target to keep the girls from wandering is this little hut over here. And just before they get to that, I'm going to flare them that way. Perfect. Start smoking just before the trees. That was actually a second early, but that leaves us in perfect range for the second smoke. Right to the middle of the flare. We're going to flare to the HQ and just chuck critters. Because why not? I will say with the cryo bombs, I haven't used them yet. We will be using them shortly, I guarantee you. Hopefully succeeding, because I don't have a ton of gold on me today. Bullet upgrades, how are we doing on that? 13 more hours, and he will be at level 7. And I guess at that point, I'm going to have to start turning in some trader tickets. Because I'm going to want tokens. Well, maybe by next weekend. maybe by next weekend I'll have him up to level 8. The Cryo Bomb, I just managed to get to, I think it's HQ 14 on my mini account. And again, nothing really. So we want to stay away from that. I'll probably just go over here. Shock. On my mini account, I just got to that HQ level. And watch, Cryo Bomb. We're going to clear all of these with one shot. Love it. And so that means I get to play around with it there too. And yesterday on my mini, which is a level 30, I want to say, I managed to take down a 44, and I was just giddy. I was looking at the guy anyway. I had flagged him on my map as being somebody who was possibly beatable, not a great base design. And then this Cryo Bomb thing came along, and I was just loving it. First time I tried it didn't work out, but a couple of my girls had stepped on a mine. But yeah, like 14 levels above me, and really all it took was 2 Cryo Bombs, hookah, slow down everything in his base, and just let the girls go to work, ripping things apart. And that probably wouldn't, it was possible I could have beat him without the Cryo Bomb, but the Cryo Bomb made the attack so much fun. Love having that down there. Used it in my op attack at that level too. And again, got to do, even with my little low-level girls, got to do great damage because of it. So let's see, if we were to go sit up in there and probably shock those guys. Definitely shock that. Definitely, this would be a perfect situation for the Cryo Bomb over there. So I think we're going to try that, shock behind. And that means we do need to clear those mines over there. Now, you're just going to walk straight up that way, so it'll just be a drop, not a flare landing. Alright. And I don't know if we're going to get that crate up top. If we're lucky, nope. Boo. Well, don't actually need the crate then, so I'll just kill that. And that gives me a nice place to stand. It wasn't really an issue regardless. Oh, there's a mine sitting back there. Sneaky mines. I don't like sneaky mines. That's got to go away. Bye. It wasn't going to be an issue regardless because we would have been in the blind spot of that rocket launcher. But do need a nice place to stand. Okay. Beautiful. Park them right up there. And if you have seen my recent struggles with machine guns, we are going to try to avoid that here today. Alright, everybody in place, everybody's happy, everybody good? Perfect. So we're going to chuck that out, and we're going to chuck that out. Beautiful. Look at how slowly they turn. Not even close to getting a shot off, because there's still a delay on them anyway. So the delay is now delayed. So much fun. Whole side of the base. 6 GBE. And, you know, that's cool for me. That's so cool. Because I still do have the 3 blue statues, because I'm trying to maintain a certain VP level. So, here again, Cryo Bomb behind. Like this whole area from here over to here, Cryo Bomb. Which means we just need a place to stand up here and 1 shock. So we're going like right in this area. Oh, that's great for me because I don't have the highest GBE because I don't have 10 offensive statues. So if I can take care of a whole side of the base with that little GBE, now that opens up such a range of attacks for me that I would not have been able to pull off before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we'll do this time because it is 5, level 5. And perfect. We're going to pull them up there as our smokes are starting to go. Nice straight lines here. Thank you. Short smoke. Because, yeah. And that'll give us lots and lots of time to set up. I like having lots of time for the girls to get settled there. no spreading. So then what we're going to do here, boom, boom, let's get that just to be on the safe side. Don't have the timing on these shock bombs down quite yet. Nice, 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 nice. Don't have the timing down quite yet, which is why I was early, and I did miss the mortar just behind me, so that's why I threw the additional shock. But look how much GB I had left over. 46 GBE left on that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Of course, on the other hand, I know that is going to be used against me as well. I was watching a video of the, Boom Beach, Finlandia, and those guys are just absolutely nuts. And they're using this new cryo bomb straight off, of course, on their op hits, and so that's pretty sick to watch. So those kinds of guys are then going to turn around, and they're going to use these new abilities against me as well, and that part is not going to be as fun, but you know, at least as far as my gameplay goes, I get to enjoy things a little more. Now, I am thinking, so, straight off, cryo bomb over here, maybe? Get that whole side of the base, from here to here. From here to here. And then that leaves just the area behind. So, a shock. This would be standing over in this area, obviously. So, a shock back here, just mainly to get that. Health on that. Pretty good. That's going to be an issue. We're actually going to be standing. Tell you what, we're going to ignore this mortar and pretend it's not there. We're just going to go with a med kit. So one shock back there, one cryo bomb over here. And away we go. And we're going to go with the full loadout this time because it is level 6 and the health is up a bit. Gonna try to flare just up behind that cannon next to the HQ. Yep, cover that up. Beautiful. Well, not exactly beautiful, but sufficient. Not great with the 2 smoke landings yet. Okay, beautiful. Alright, and we are on our way, and as usual, there's a contingent of girls just heading off into no woman's land, I guess we would call it, and they're going to get on mine. That's cool. Get our smokes out. This is why we practice. This is why we practice. So, not a lot of time there. Okay, gonna get the med kit, gonna throw the cryo bomb, gonna get the shock down just in time, and see how we do. Another med kit. Still not all things considered too bad, and considering that the pathing was not ideal for me there, I'll take that. And got a crystal off it. Cool, 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 cool. Statues, because we have the tribe boost, so I have been getting, look at this, I love this, I'm just mass converting shards all over the place. Every time I open this up again, I'm mass converting shards. So we already have, yeah, I've already got the next masterpiece over here, because I've got 2 dark shards over there, and then, or sorry, mass converting fragments, not shards. I've got 2 there, and that gets me to 7 here, plus there's a chance I grab a crystal up here. And let's look at what this is about. I might or might not use warriors depending on this level, because I mean, everything is also easier with the warriors, and this would be very, very easy for warriors. Clear all of the relevant mines, this whole area of the base. All of that garbage could be cleared with 1 shot now. 6 GBE. And bullet, and just run up and batter it down. But before we do that, let's consider, that's pretty high health. What is this statue? 126%. Can I get one of those on my base, please? Thanks. Somebody at Supercell over on that. So I could BART those down. Good amount of GBE required to do that. Why don't we test that out? And then I'd probably do a left flare landing and try to walk up there. From there, what would the plan be? If I decided to do that, I would need 14 GBE because I already would have used one shock or one cryo bomb to clear all of those mines. So I could do this whole side of the base essentially with the cryo bomb. I have to do a shock over there. And then this rocket launcher would still be in play. Or we could just walk up right into there. They're going to spread in a weird way though, and unfortunately it's going to be really not fun shocking things. We're going to do it over to Warriors because it's just so much easier that way in this case. Load. This is kind of an issue for me right now because of the bullet upgrades, so I really don't want to mess with gold. I was in a position just after doing the bullet upgrades. Well, you saw yesterday I had just enough to do a bullet upgrade, and then I had to go out and attack some more bases just so I could get enough gold to do the Hammerman attacks event, because ideally that's going to cost you 700,000 gold. And that's assuming you don't fail. Yesterday's turned out to be pretty easy, but if you fail, then it's going to cost you 100,000 more each time. So gold has been a problem. So we're going to take the easy way. I know it's cheating, blah, 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 but just for today. Actually, probably not just for today, because I like using Warriors too. And I like using Private Bullet. Private Bullet is sick. Anything to convert? No. Over here. Hopefully, I have been working all morning trying to pick up some multimedia stuff. Hopefully I will be able to add some life to this video. Got an intro segment going that I hope to splice in here. We're going to try to pretty this up for you because, again, it should not just be the sound of my droning voice. So, like a cryo bomb, obviously the taunts. Jeez. Probably a shock over here. Just shock that. And I might try the flare landing on this one because we're going to get the ones up top because we want to make sure to get everything else though. Nice. Alright, so don't want to leave that shock mine up there. Yeah. Okay, not too bad. And we'll just flare directly from there. Fat smokes on the HQ, nice thick layering. Gonna have plenty for that. Get the med kit down on them. And let's see. Cryo bomb with the timing, as I've said, is not. And sit there and smash and win. We'd have enough for another one of these. We have enough for another of those. So casualties are minimal, which is excellent for my gold situation. So that's my Dr. T for today. Maybe we'll get more adventurous in the future when I'm not doing big upgrades, but you know, we'll make it work. So if you like the video, thumbs up. If you watch the video, say hi. Love to hear from you. Feel free to laugh at me for going the cheap route. I'm Yalik. Thanks for watching.